This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and natural gas. But first of all, I want to take a look at some seasonality charts of the Nasdaq, of the Dow, and of the S&P. Everybody's calling for a big correction here. Let's see what the charts say. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude oil and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell, any stock, about ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have the Nasdaq. Now, this is a seasonality chart. Now, if you want to look at these, you can go to my playlist. I have them right on my playlist there, along with candlesticks and chart patterns. You can look at that at convenience. Or if you just want to see the seasonality charts, just go to equityclock.com. They're all sitting right there. Just punch up whatever you want. Now, here we are in February. You can see here we're going to be rallying up here very nicely. But if you look at this Nasdaq chart, it looks like it wants to sell right on down into March. Now, everything is getting pretty toppy. The earnings are kind of running out. Remember, NVIDIA earnings are on the 26th. So that'll be the last really of the big boys situation. But if you look at this, then you can see where in March it has a sell-off all the way down to March. And then that's a good buying opportunity here to take this thing long. Okay, so now let's just take a look here at the Dow. Okay, here we have the seasonality chart here on the old Dow. Okay, now you can see here it's exactly the same thing. It runs all the way up here about mid-February, gets everybody all excited. Oh, it's going to go higher, and then all pulls back down here in the March area. Okay, then we have a nice rally all the way up here into the springtime. And then it's kind of a sideways action here till June, and then she runs right on up here. So it's a little bit different pattern than the Nasdaq, but it's still very similar as far as where the sell-off comes and where the buying opportunity is. Okay, let's take a look now here at the S&P. Okay, here we have the S&P. Now you can see the same thing happens. Okay, you have this nice good rally up here into the February, and then we had that nice big pullback down into March. So if you look at the S&P, the Dow, and the Nasdaq, all these charts are very, very similar in action as far as the sell-off and the buying opportunity. So just take a look at this, and then what we can do is we can have a nice good run up and kind of sideways here because that's summertime. And then we have a nice good rally into the end of the year. Okay, so just always watch this here, this mid-February, which is right around the corner, and then we're going to have that sell-off, and this would be a good buying opportunity here to take that bad boy longer. Okay, let's take a look now here at Bitcoin in a three-way chart. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Here he has the IBIT. That's a long trade that I take. And here's the BITI. That's the short trade. Okay, so we have all three sitting right here, and they're all basically spot price to Bitcoin. Okay, they're not futures, and they're 1-to-1. Okay, so what Bitcoin's doing, this is doing just at a hell of a lot cheaper price. Okay, now you can see here what we have here on Bitcoin. Okay, so we've basically had this a sideways action, but as I pointed out here, this could be very well. This is a declining wedge, yes, it is, but it's also is very similar to a bull flag, where you have your pole, and then we're just going down, 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 and then when she rallies, she just hits hard and goes right up, blows all the way through that, and then we clear all this level and we go to the next. So we got to see how that all shakes out. Now again, if this starts selling off here and we start getting way down in these levels here, well then that would negate that flag, and then that falling wedge actually broke to the downside, not to the upside. But usually when you have them falling wedges, that's exactly where you want to break and to the upside, and that's where she rips higher. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're looking at today's low. Okay, look at the downside first, 95,505. That's going to be very, very key. And then we'll come right down to the bottom of this candle right here. Okay, you're looking at 94,450, and then we have right here on this candle, you're looking at 92,745, and then we have 92,350, and then we're going to have this candle right here. Okay, you're sitting at 91,455, and then we have 89,525. That's going to be your big retest. Okay, if that's lost here, we have a 100-day coming on here, and then we can just work yourself on down. But right now here, okay, this 8-day crossed over the 21-day, crossed over that 50-day, so it's looking like it's bearish, and because this is going right on down. But when I see this pole here and this declining wedge here, this could very well be a nice good flag to break this bad boy up. So what we want to look on the upside is look at today's high. Okay, that's 98,755, and then we want to do is we want to look at 99,290. That's your 50-day, and then we have your 8-day, 99,446, and then obviously you have your 21-day at 100,652 level. Okay, we get above that, then we can start aiming for the top of this candle right here at that 102,635 level. But we got to get through the 50-day, the 8-day, and the 21-day before we do that. Now here, if you're looking here on this kind of a chart right here, Okay, we're looking here. Took it the wrong way. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Okay, so we're looking here. We're pretty much here on the bottom, oversold kind of a conditions here, but that could track that bottom, for quite a while. We've got to see how that shakes out. You need to have that cross up where that green goes over your red, then she can rip up higher, just like what we had here. Now we have sitting at 46. You're sitting pretty much in the middle. That could go all the way down to 20. And that could go to 70. So there really isn't really telling you a whole lot, as they say right there. Okay. So, but what we want to always do though is just always just pay attention to what the charts are doing and what the charts are saying here, okay? So just watch this pattern here, because if this plays out, this could have a really nice good rip, and then we could, once you bust them over the top of that flagpole, we could come right to this level right here at that 106.945. You could come up to this 108 level here and then retest that 110 very, very easily. Now, this is the DTFI trade, and I posted this many times. It's a very, very good a trader. Okay. Today we have obviously an inside day kind of a situation. You had a high of 55.77, but you had a low there of 55.08. So you had a good part where you could actually trade that and make some money just scalping it. Okay, now I trade 5,000 shares in this, so it doesn't take much. 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, and you got yourself some money here now. Okay, so what you're looking at for on the upside is you're looking for that 56.24 level, and then we're going to be looking at that 56.43, and then we're going to have that 21 day at 57.12. You start breaking above that there, then we can have that nice maybe possible retest of the 61 area. Now this here is just doing the opposite, of what this is doing and of what that is doing. Okay, so right now you can see where this 8 day is really nice, and we're holding that 8 day so far on a closing basis. We came down to it on Friday, but you notice that it's held in so far that inside day. So on a downside, if you're going short, 22.47, that's going to be key. And then we're going to go to that 22.21. Now on the upside here, this is the candle that we're looking for here, is going to be that 23.46. And then we come down to the gap fill, that 23.79, and then retest there at 24.92 level here. Okay, so you can see here, this is like that same flag that I was talking about situation, and this is doing just the opposite, where you have the pull down, and then we have that ascending wedge versus a descending wedge going on up here, where this usually, when as it cranks on up, this usually wants to fall down, and this usually wants to come on up here. So these are easy ways to trade your Bitcoin if that's what you want to do, okay? Now, again, just watch all that key levels, that 50-day, the 8-day, and that 21-day on the upside, and then watch today's low. We got to see how that's all going to shake out at that 95.505. So when those futures open, let's just see how this shakes out. But again, this can go sideways here for a while and descend down before she rips up here, or she's going to break down. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil and we have natural gas. Now, crude oil here, we got the tariffs going on here. So this was actually a nice, good long play on the UCO for me there today. Okay, so here's what we got. Okay, look at the downside first. We really need to hold this 72.17. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. And we need to hold right there is this a 50-day at 72.06. If that's lost, you're going to come right to 31.35. That is your 100-day. And then 70.43, that is your big retest. Now, upside, this candle here is going to be everything. Okay, so you want to look at that 72.97. Okay, the reason I say that is because we look at these, what happened right here. Okay, we had that high of 75.15, then we had 75.18. Okay, see how that double top came into play, and then she came right on down. So we have to see what's going to happen when it hits the top of that candle. If it does, at 92.97, is it going to blast through? Or is it just going to come right on down here? Okay, so if it does blast through, your next level of resistance is going to be 73.35. Then we come up here, 73.84 level, and then we're going to come all the way up here to the 200-day at 74.44, and then your 21-day at 74.61 here. So realistically, downside, watch the 8-day, the 50-day, the 100-day. That is going to be your support levels and your retest at 70.43. Upside, watch the top of this candle. If we can get above that, then we have a good target at that 74.44 and that 21 there at 74.61 level. Okay, natural gas here. Well, you can see here we just got a sideways action going on here. But we do have a higher high and a higher low, which is always good. Okay, so what we want to do is on the upside is we want that, watch that today's high at 3.48, but this is going to be the key right here. Okay, that 3.51. That's going to be very, very crucial. And then we can come down to the bottom of this candle. This is 3.60. And then we have your 21-day sitting right there at 3.63. Okay, so that's your upside target. It's going to be at 50-day, okay, the 360, and then the 363, your 21-day. We get above that, then we follow the candles up, but let's just see if we can get above that 50-day and 21-day there first. Okay, downside, you want to watch today's low. Very, very key, 3.35. Okay, then we watch yesterday, our Friday's low, 3.29, and then this is going to be the key right here at 3.27. You can see that 8-day now curling up. So even if it comes down there, holds that 8-day, that could be a good scalping opportunity to take it back up to the 50-day. Nicely. Now, if we lose that 3.27, then we're going to come right down to the bottom here. Looking at 3.23, we got 3.16, gap, 3.11. There's your fill. Lines up very, very nicely here with your 100-day, and then you have your retest at 299. So very, very easy trading. You're trading between that 8-day and that 50-day. You break that, 21 days is the target. Okay, you lose that 8-day, the 100-day, and the 299 is your target. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. Now remember, the CPI number is going to be out on Wednesday, so you got to get prepared for that. And the PPI number is going to be out on Thursday. And these are going to measure inflation, and that's going to be a market mover in either direction here, okay? But just watch those seasonality charts. We're coming here to this middle of February, and this is usually going to be a selling opportunity, and you could have a nice correction. But corrections are good. Even if you don't short it, then you can be looking for trades, make a list of what you want to buy on the cheap, okay? That's the key. And remember, NVIDIA's earnings are out on 26. You want to be ahead of that, at least run like half a position into the earnings and then half after. Okay, trade what's in front of you. Now what you want.